So, in the early 1800s, you basically have no travel. If you're going somewhere, they could have had bikes possibly, that may have come later though. You had a buggy with horses, that takes a long time. So then we get the first cars, which started off in Europe. They get transported here. They're only for the wealthy though. No average person is driving a car. You couldn't afford it. And so we've got companies that are starting up, and Henry Ford is one of those. And how you got your start in the auto industry was through racing. So Henry Ford, for about a year, held the record for the fastest vehicle. And that's how he got noticed as an automaker. So he comes on the scene and he has a vision. He says that he's going to produce cars for the masses, for the everyday person, so that everyone can drive. Because again, before this, people aren't driving. If they're going someplace, they're using a horse and buggy. So he comes up with the Model A. He goes on through the line. Not all of the alphabet cars are sold. His most popular one before the T was the Model N. He then comes up with the T, and that revolutionizes auto industry because now everyone can afford to have a car. From 1908, when the first Model T was released in October, to 1913, these cars were made on a static assembly line, not a moving assembly line. They'd be making about 30 a day. After the assembly line in 1913 that was introduced, you go from making 30 a day to making 1,200 a day. Costs then drop dramatically because you're making so many cars so quickly, the cost per car drops. So you're able to sell them for less, and everyone now has a Model T. By the 1920s, Henry Ford is the first self-made billionaire. He also has 50% of the auto market with Model T. So 50% of the vehicles on the road were Model T Fords. Everyone and their brother had a car.